All right. I am 3 minutes late. I'm sorry about that. I lost track of time. Sorry about that. I'm here. I'm here. Everything is good. Hope you all doing all right today. What is today? Tuesday, right? Close to hump day. A lot of stuff going on. I'm very busy, but these stories that pop up, they grab my attention, and I can't sleep. I can't eat. I just need to get it off my chest. So the title of this live stream just refers to this one case, but there are some other cases that I want to deal with because this case is so extreme. It's extreme. You know, if I'm 45, a grown person being mauled by one pit bull is tragic. You know, let's say a 15-year-old. That's even more tragic. Let's say a 10-year-old. That's even more tragic. But at least the 10-year-old can run. 10-year-old can do something. They can try to do something. Their limbs are operational. They can throw something, maybe grab something, jump up somewhere or underneath something and hide. But a 3-year-old, what is a 3-year-old going to do? What's a 3-year-old going to do? Nothing but get mauled. Now, you wonder, see, they talk about how wonderful and kind-hearted dogs are. Do y'all know they do that to distract you? To keep your mind away from how evil dog behavior is. That's the truth of it. Because anybody, any one person, any one individual who attacks a 3-year-old, that's bad enough. But 5? Could you imagine 5 people? 5 human beings with knives repeatedly stabbing a 3-year-old? Do you think those 5 people would be shown mercy by the general public or the courts or the law enforcement? Nobody's showing them mercy. Those are the type of people who some cops might turn their camera off and, dip behind a building somewhere for a few minutes. Those types of people are very much endangered. They're not safe in society. 5 adults attacking a 3-year-old. So what makes dogs any different? What makes them any different? But dogs are worse. Especially bully breeds. These were bully breeds. They're worse. Okay? Because that's what they want to do. It's not an accident. They want to do it. They're not necessary, so it breaks the law. It's a violation of our law. And when you see stuff like this, you got to keep in mind that if you are a dog lover, you are a part of the problem. You are part of what caused these types of attacks. So you're not safe. You're not innocent. If you want to say, hey, my dog's never attacked anyone, no, that does not work. You're guilty. Blood is on your hands because you participate in maintaining that type of environment. You see? There's nothing immoral about not wanting that type of lifestyle or to be part of it or to visit. Listen, if you listen to these stories, why would you want to go over someone's house who has a dog? You really have to be out of your mind. There's this one story. Now, wait a minute. The lead story is about the 3-year-old. This recently happened in Memphis. A 3-year-old. You know, how that requires a very high level of evil and pure brainlessness, soullessness. I mean, at an alarming level, it does. And you keep making excuses for these things. It's like they enjoy the blood on their hands. Isn't that what it seemed like? So we can't fathom how a person, at least of all 5 people, 5 adults, what would possess them to attack a 3-year-old, but yet this is routine for dogs. This story is not an anomaly. This is routine. In fact, this is their preferred protocol. So how on earth are these things still being pampered in society? That is what is the most unbelievable. No matter what, no matter how many deaths, these things constantly stay pampered, protected by the laws created to protect. Are you out of your mind? Really? Yes, really. They're not only laws to protect them. There are thousands of institutions to house them and take care of them, to keep them in good health. Really? And you're just taking our money to finance the survival and existence of these things? These soulless killers? No, that's something to be disappointed about. Look at this story here. This surfaced, what? Well, a few hours ago, I guess. You see, it said March 8th. But where I am, it's still March 7th. Right? This was published tomorrow. University students continue to feed stray mutts despite an order not to. Now, why are they telling these students not to feed these dogs? The same reason other municipalities and districts. This is not the first time we've read this, where they told people, hey, don't feed these things. Y'all remember that story where they said they would punish people who feed the dogs? Because you feed them, that keeps them in good health, optimal health. Attacks increase when they're well fed. When dogs are well fed, attacks increase. And they're still pampered. Now, this was a crazy little article here. Right? And this is a university campus. This is where people are supposed to be at their smartest. You know society already failed you. If you make it to college, do y'all know these people are sneaking these dogs into their dorm rooms? Stray dogs right off the street. Right here. Despite being directed not to feed stray dogs on campus, continue to sneak dogs into their hostel rooms, distressing other students, sharing the yeah. That's enough to cause conflict. You got students bringing stray dogs into the campus, into the rooms, even in this article, they're talking about how many attacks, how the dog attacks are out of control. They're fully aware of all the attacks that take place over there. But even over there are a bunch of people in society who love and pamper these things. That is mind-blowing. That's mind-blowing, man. Wow. Really? And that's what that propaganda is for. That's what that propaganda is for. Some of you saw a tweet that I made maybe 20 minutes ago, right? Let me go to it. I hadn't been on Twitter in a few days. So I just hopped on. I didn't even look at much and made a tweet. Because as soon as I got on, I saw something that upset me. Right? Let's see if I can find it. Oh my goodness. Woman's nose ripped off by boyfriend's dog, startled by her teeth whitening. Really? Now, this is not what I wanted to show you, but this is interesting. Startled by her teeth whitening? You know what? This is a good thing. Got exactly what she deserved. You want to do it again? Go ahead. You want to put your face back in a pit bull's face again? Hey, go ahead. Knock yourself out. Oh boy. I think this is just a text. Well, maybe not. Yeah, it's a text video. Oh! Look at that. Y'all see that? Don't act surprised. These nutters kill me acting surprised. You see what it says there? Her boyfriend's rescue dog. A grown pit bull straight out the shelter. You putting your face in its face. Play stupid games. Look at her. There she is. Bent down to feed it when it bit her nose off. That's what happens. You know, if you were a smart crusader, you'd still have your nose right now. Huh? Y'all can talk about us all you want, but you can't actually give examples of how our rhetoric or talking points or beliefs hurts us or hurts others. You can't give us any examples of that. But we have fun showing examples of you, the nutters, and there are far too many ways or examples. This is your lifestyle. This is where your lifestyle gets you. That's your prize. Something's wrong with me for not wanting to end up like this, according to you. I mean, let's just be honest, nutters. You think something is wrong with us. You've even came up with a word, xenophobia. You want to make it official that something's wrong with us. But yet, our beliefs prevents stuff like this from happening to us. Your beliefs enable things like this to happen to you. So it's not about what you call or how you categorize us. We don't even have to say anything. You prove that you have a dysfunctional lifestyle. And that's sad. It's sad to watch. You know, because all the while, you know, we have to accept that there are people in the world this unintelligent. You know, this is so much a lack. This is nothing short of a lack of intelligence. People, this is a rescue dog. I could have told you not to put your face, not to get near a giant pit bull you just got from a shelter. I could have told you that. But would you listen? No. You'd insult me, tell me something was wrong with me, probably kick me out of your house, and I'd leave. But I'd have my nose. I would still have my nose. Speaking of noses, and people getting their nose bit off, y'all remember that guy who was attacked by a dog and they found his nose underneath a vehicle? It's like under a truck or something. He ended up on top of the truck. Like, the video starts with him on the truck, laying on top of the truck, and pit bulls running around. And they said his nose was up under the vehicle. Well, he's come out and he has some words. He has something to say. So let's listen to him.
Is finally home and recovering after a vicious dog attack. But nearly 3 weeks after 2 dogs mauled the victim, there are still no clear answers as to who could be held responsible or how the dogs managed to escape. Alicia Barrera spoke to the victim. It is an interview you will see only on NBC5. And a word of caution here, you will see the terrible injuries on his face.
Finally back home, Marcus Gazaza is processing the traumatic attack that took place just feet away from his home on February 16th.
I'm feeling better now, but I'm still having a pain on my neck and my finger too, so I can speak a lot.
The pair of pit bulls chomped on his hand and legs and managed to bite off part of his nose that was later found under a vehicle in a neighbor's driveway, which is why he chooses to cover his face.
Okay. So his nose got bit off too. And this was recent. Both these cases recent. But y'all have to understand, a lot of people get their nose bit off or have some part of their body bitten off, and it don't make the news. I showed y'all the images of my niece who was attacked. That was a severe attack. That didn't make the news. A lot of attacks don't make the news. But this is the norm for nutters. They always getting their nose bit off, lips bitten off, a piece of chunk here of their face bitten off, little finger bitten off. This is part of their lifestyle. And we're dumb for not wanting to participate in that. See, we're to the point now where the insults from dog lovers don't affect us. It don't affect us. You know, no matter what you say, we don't have to say nothing. Our lifestyle difference proves who dumb and who ain't. And hey, I don't want to be dumb. So I'm not going to behave in a dumb way or live a dumb lifestyle. This is a dumb lifestyle. Now, that woman put her face in the face of a fully grown giant pit bull from a shelter. So you might say, hey, that's a different story. You know, that's a different situation. She was a full-blown nutter. Right? Whereas this guy, it was not his dog. But listen.
I'm wearing a mask because I don't just want people say like this. You know.
Doctors were able to reattach most of his nose, and while his physical pain has started to subside.
On a scale of 1 to 10, what's your pain, 10 being the worst?
5, sometimes 4, after taking medicine.
He is still
He said 5. She asked, scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate your pain? He said 5, maybe sometimes 4 after I take my medicine. Well, yeah, I bet. After you take your medicine, yeah, take 800 milligrams of ibuprofen, a couple tablets of codeine, yeah, I bet you is feeling good round 4 or 5. That don't tell us nothing, though. You know, don't try to comfort us, comfort our psyche, trying to suggest that it's dog bites don't hurt. It's not painful. Don't try to tell us that now. Yeah, you said the right thing. After you take your medication, that's when it's a 4 or 5. Yeah.
5, sometimes 4 after taking medicine.
He is still unable to return to work as he's scheduled for his 3rd surgery this week.
Now, why can't you go to work? I know you ain't at your job using your nose. How come you can't go to work? You can wear that mask at work. I know they let you wear that mask. Anybody anywhere can wear masks. Not long ago, everybody had to wear a mask. He is not going to work because he is traumatized. He is mentally traumatized. He's broken. And I can tell by his energy, he's not really an alpha type dude. He's one of those more soft-spoken dudes. And there's nothing wrong with that. But look, man, that can be dangerous. You got to be a take charge type of man who thinks for himself and functions on real logic, on reality, period. You can be soft-spoken and not do something stupid. You know, just because you soft-spoken don't mean you have to do stupid stuff. This man did something stupid.
For his 3rd surgery this week.
Marcus and his family have set up a GoFundMe.
And while according to Fort Worth PD, the owner's work...
Y'all remember that? Here he is up on top of the truck. Boy, he is laid out. Worthless mutts. Boy, they got in his dairy air. Just stole his soul. Now, this is not much different from that lady that I just showed you who got her nose bitten off.
Issued 2 citations for unrestrained dogs. Kazaz's attorney, Cole McNeil, says they plan to file a civil lawsuit and press charges.
We want to gather all the information and make sure that the proper individuals are included. The person that owns the house, the person that leases the house, individuals that live there, the dog owners.
But still...
Now, look at this. This is the Ring doorbell. Y'all remember this. This is footage. This is shortly before the attack. According to the reports, this video, what you see in this video, is very shortly before the attack.
More witness testimonies are needed.
We still would like...
And that's him. Now, these is straight pit bulls. They're not his dogs. But he came home and saw them. And he started playing with them. According to the reports. I think him and somebody else in his family start playing with these mutts. You see he's being friendly with them right here.
The community to reach out with anything. Individuals that live there.
Testimonies are needed.
He just walked up. He was not treating these things as if they are a deadly threat. And that's why he got his flipping nose bit off. Because he wasn't a crusader. That's a fact. He was a nutter. And this is what happens to nutters. They get chunks and pieces bitten out of their body. And then they're sitting up on the news with a mask over their face, mumbling, trying to tell us how good they feel after they take their medication. How many of y'all seen this? Now, this is a recent story. Or not a recent story, a recent update to this guy. But I reported on this back when it happened. Man, oh man. There's no way around it. This is just a flat out dumb. It's not just dangerous. It's dumb because it's so dangerous. Wow. I cannot wait until people go to school and they learn in school that a long time ago, people would actually bring predators into their homes. That's the future. Did you know, once upon a time, half of the U.S. population, they brought predators into their home, and they treated them like family members. Really? Or did they get attacked? Yes, all the time. It was usually their kids, 13 and under. Oh, that includes infants, newborns. Stop. That never happened. You know what? People, there are going to be people in the future who are not even going to believe that we used to live like this. Believe it. Especially if you're listening to this video, 100, 200 years from now, and it's dog free finally. Oh, it's true. I'm telling you, as an eyewitness, over half this country bring predators into their home. And it's a whole lot worse than just that. They actually promoted like toys, primarily to kids. You don't know the half. Man, what is wrong with this world, people? What is it? Oh man, it's such a difficult, like an aberration in the human mind to deal with. It really is embarrassing. So shameful. Even though nobody else can see us. The only people aware of how stupid we are is other humans. But I'm still embarrassed. I'm embarrassed as if other intelligent beings on other planets knew about us and knew how savage we are. It is embarrassing. I can't truly feel proud. I can't fully feel proud to be a human being when so many human beings engaged in a stupid lifestyle. It's one thing to do something stupid and it only lasts for a couple seconds or a couple minutes. It's one thing to do something dumb. It's a whole nother thing to just live a dumb lifestyle where you're just doing something dumb sunrise to sunset. And you getting real results of your stupidity in the way of reports like this. And you've probably been bitten before in your life because over half U.S. population is bitten by a dog before their 13th birthday. Right? It's real out here.
Waukesha County Sheriff's Detective Joseph Mensah. This attack happened Thursday at Mensah's Greenfield home while he was away from the property. According to police, movers were at Mensah's home and there were 3 dogs inside, all in crates, according to a police report. But somehow one of the dogs managed to get out of its crate. Here's what happened next, according to a witness.
We already ran out. Once we heard her, we all booked out the house. But she was in the basement and didn't hear us. The dog broke out, everybody shattered. She was in the basement and we was like, holy f***. She walked up, the dog got her.
That dog eventually let the woman go. This is her on the back of a truck. Her coworkers pulled her into that truck and only opened it when police arrived at the scene. By the time police got there, the dog had already let the woman go. As we mentioned, she was unable to speak to police in this moment right here.
Okay, now wait a minute. Now these were movers. The owner of the home was gone. They walk in the house. They see a bunch of dogs in crates. You know what that means? Don't go in that house. How you gonna leave your dogs at home in crates when you know movers coming in there? See, this was a nutter. See, these people deliberately create scenarios and situations where they can expose their dog to you. They're real sneaky and they'll do something, try to lead you, lure you into their home just so they could see their dog violate you. They love to see other people interact with their dog. That's part of the nutter culture. It's very cultish and weird. But if these were anti-dog people, because see, we don't even go into dog houses. I'm never going into no house where a dog resides, ever. I'm telling you, I don't think I can. I believe I would have an allergic reaction. I'm not even going in there. For health purposes only, I'm not going in there. That's why I couldn't do this. I wouldn't be a mover. Yeah, I'm not going to do nothing that requires me to go from home to home. No, thank you. I've had a job like that now. I sold Kirby vacuum cleaners before. I also cleaned windows for a couple years. I think I told y'all about that. We'd have to go to different places, but it was usually like commercial, like businesses, tall buildings and stuff like that, not residential. But yeah, I sold Kirby vacuum cleaners. And I'd go in and yes, I would be invaded, violated by their mutt. And they just I could tell they got off on it. First thing they want to do is let their dog out.
Able to speak to police in this moment right here, but the police report notes medics believe the dog bit her at least 10 times. These are some of the images we are able to show you. The rest of them are just too graphic for television. At some point, Mensah comes home to see police and medics outside his house.
Now, okay, yeah. Now, are these supposed to be the types of injuries that we're not supposed to really care about? That we're supposed to look at as minor? Nothing worth avoiding a house where a dog resides for? No, those injuries look sufficient enough for me to not expose myself to the possibility of that happening. You see? You can't convince me or anyone else that that's not smart. There's no way around that. Xenophobia. Y'all don't want to have that discussion. Any dog lovers out there who are also doctors or nurses, whatever profession, if you believe that xenophobia is a real thing, please explain why in the comments section. I'd like to hear from you. Because that is probably the most bogus so-called disorder, mental disorder, that's out right now.
I just can't let them out. I had no idea what's going on. I had no idea you guys were coming. I had no idea what happened. I had nothing happened. I literally just got here.
I don't know nothing. You know you got 3 dogs and you left them in the house. You know that, right? That's all you need to know. Nobody asking for your life story, Nutter. You paid movers to come in your house and you left dogs in there. Didn't lock them in the basement or nothing like that. Left them in the house. What is this?
I literally just got
So I'm guessing you haven't had an incident with him at all. It's being 9 months old. Newer dog. How long have you had him?
Listen to that. Did you hear what she said? And that was an officer who said that. So you already know that this sounds like a dog lover. She just threw him an alley-oop. I'm guessing you haven't had an incident with him at all. You see, if this is the first incident, most likely nothing's going to happen. He'll get to keep his dog. This is another dog lover who is a police officer throwing an alley-oop to an owner of a dog that has attacked someone. Do you see what I'm talking about now? How these people are an absolute problem for society? Why would you offer something like that? This could be the 4th or 5th time that dog has attacked someone. I'm guessing you haven't had an incident with him at all. No, don't guess nothing. Ask a question. No, you ask him, has it ever attacked anyone before? I'm guessing you. What is this? She need to be suspended or something for that. Then she went further. Said, oh, being 9 months old, newer dog. Look at how hard she was trying to sell this, to give this man an out. This is her trying to keep the dog alive. They've already made it up in their mind the dog must live. Wow. Wow. That's scary. And it's criminal. This girl's still outside bleeding. She outside bleeding right now, people. This is not after she's healed up in the hospital. No. Her wounds are still dripping. And this police officer throwing him an alley-oop.
Since he was about 8 weeks old.
Okay. Well, I mean, she's pretty bit up. Like, yeah, I don't know if you... But, like, she's got some pretty big lacerations, and obviously with all the blood on your dog, too.
And there's blood on the dog. The officer says she has some serious big lacerations. But she informs him of this after she gives him an out. After she has tried her best to keep the dog alive. It's like she just walked in the room and the first thing she said, we're going to keep the dog alive, don't worry. Oh, this is obviously the first time. I just know this is the very first time. I know you've never had an incident with him at all. Being 9 months and old, newer dog. You've never had any problems with him, have you? He knows the law. This man know the law. He know if this is the first time, nothing's gonna happen. That's why you don't go into dog nutters' homes. Even if they're not there. Even if their worthless mutts are not there. You gotta stay away from these people, man. Nothing but trouble. I don't care how good their intentions might seem. Your intentions can't be that good if you're that careless and numb to threats and danger. No, I don't think so. And especially when your antennas don't raise when you have a child in that home. I can sort of see you being a daredevil adult. But once you make it a point. You dog nutters, you make it a point to bring kids into the equation. And that is sick. That's sick. Now, I just made a tweet not long ago. Let me see if I can find it. I'm always making tweets. I'm always retweeting something. I'm always liking something. Now, I might have to go to I don't even really know how to use Twitter, man. Tweets. Oh, replies. I got to go under replies. Here it is right here. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. I can't believe videos like this are up. Can't believe it. Do y'all know that this is a shelter dog? Put it, rescue dog, rescue pit bull. Do you know how unnecessary? Unnecessary. That's a bad word. That's a bad choice of words. So this dog is licking all over this baby. These people leave it alone with the baby. These people are crazy. There's no way around that. There's no way around that. Lord, especially if you got kids. Really? You put your Lord. Let's get to the title of this live stream. This is a horrible, I can't even show the whole thing, people. Because honestly, it should have been taken down by now. And the tweets, oh man, the responses to this nonsense. I want to show you this one right here. He said, just goes to show, not bad pits, just very bad owners. Good to see the true nature of these dogs shining through. Why would an animal's true nature only shine through every now and then? What do you mean shine through? Shine through what? Through the attacks. That's like saying, oh, it's good to see a dog actually not trying to rip a baby's throat out. That's basically what he's saying. Basically what he's saying. Or else, what is he talking about? Shining through what? They kill me how they look at a video like this and say that the dog's true nature is shining through. Because they understand what the dog's nature is truly like. And they understand that this is unnatural. This is not natural. For the thing to not mutilate the baby is not natural. That's not natural. It's natural for it to attack the baby. And they not only leave this baby alone with this dog, they're allowing the baby to grab, squeeze like babies do. How everything they touch, they grip. The baby's doing that with this dog. And this is how they get babies mutilated. I'm telling y'all, they do this on many of these attacks. They actually were doing something like this. And they didn't reveal it in the report. They'll lie, say that they turned their back for 1 second. Now that does happen. Dogs do that. They've done experiments. I've shared them. They will go after something that they want. If they know that you don't want them to have it, they will go after it if you leave the room. Okay, so make no mistake, those types of attacks do happen. But you notice you never hear a dog attack report where they say that I put the child and dog together on the sofa in the back seat. I put them together. I put them in this area and I step back to take a photo. So they never incriminate themselves. But they're always doing stuff like this. There's no way this has not led to attacks. And they just lie about it. How sick is that? They lie about it, and then they'll see dog behaviorists trying to tell you that the best way for you to reduce dog attacks on kids is to teach your kids how to behave. And when they hear that type of rhetoric, they don't refute it. They don't refute, and they don't feel any guilt inside at all. Even though they know that the behaviorists are lying on kids, which is very bizarre. Very bizarre. Like, where are these people's soul, man? I just don't get it. This is a soullessness, people. These are soulless people. Far detached from their nature. But that's by design. Now, this is the story that is the title of this live stream, because it's so crazy. This just took place in Memphis. Wait a minute, right here. And it's crazy because in that report that I just showed, they don't give the child's name. No name in that other report. They don't say how old the boy was. Maybe they did. Let's listen to it together. Okay, crazy stuff. Where is it? Right here. And there's 5 pit bulls. I mean, for an adult to be attacked by 5 pit bulls. Were all 5 pit bulls afraid of the 3-year-old? That's what the experts telling us. That's what they're telling us. They attack out of fear. It's always out of fear. It's always out of something that you did or someone did to it. Okay, so the 3-year-old did something to 5 pit bulls.
For new at 10, a child is in a hospital after a pit bull attack, according to police. Officers are saying it happened in the 1600 block of Barton. We're told 5 pit bulls attacked the child. The victim was taken to Le Bonheur in critical condition. Witnesses also told our Fox 13 News team that it was the family's dog who attacked the child.
I then came around the corner and I seen the baby laying in the field. The baby was laid out in the field.
Oh, whoa. See, I don't like that. Why are you calling a 3-year-old a child? Yes, it's a child. But this is closer to a baby. A 3-year-old? That's a toddler. Now, I don't have kids, but aren't 3-year-olds, their balance is not that good, is it? At 3 years old, aren't they still stumbling and falling over stuff? They're not that athletic or acrobatic. I don't think their equilibrium is fully developed at 3 years old. I could be wrong. Parents, correct me if I'm wrong. Now, this was the family's dog. This was not some case where it was a pack of stray dogs. Family dogs. What's going on here?
Attacked the child.
I then came around the corner and I seen the baby laying in the field. The baby was laid out in the field. But them dogs always loose. Them dogs never on leashes. All of them. They always all around the neighborhood. And these kids everywhere around here.
Man, listen. See, this is what I'm talking about. I can't live around the general public. I don't belong in the general public. I will be one of those dudes who probably get in trouble. Y'all read about me in the paper. I'm not going to be in no neighborhood where some fool somewhere around the corner letting his pit bulls roam around loose. I'm going to be busting all kinds of caps. I'm going to be letting loose. I'm not playing in no neighborhood like this. And what happens is the whole entire neighborhood turns a blind eye to dogs just roaming the neighborhood. Not me. I don't care if it's nighttime or broad daylight. I ain't putting up with that. What is wrong with people? I don't even understand how there could be so many people who didn't put their foot down. Like, who in the world? If I see one dog, man, one dog off leash roaming around somewhere, no, I'm following it. No, we're going to neutralize the threat. It's a threat. Nobody treating this thing like no harmless angel. 5 pit bulls.
Everywhere around here.
We know that MPD is investigating the sense.
Now, and what difference do it make? What difference do it make? It was the family dogs. 5 pit bulls. Now, I don't understand why stories like this doesn't motivate people who were pit bull lovers to stop being pit bull lovers. You know, stories like this, because there are a lot of stories like this. Pretty much almost every story that's bad enough to make the news, that's severe enough to make the news, it's usually a bully breed. Okay, so, and there's a lot of reports. It's more than I'm able to keep up with. And I don't even work as much as a lot of other people. You know, a lot of people put in more hours than me. I got more free time than a lot of these other people who make content. But I don't have enough time to cover all these attacks. It's too many. And most of them are pit bull attacks. I need clarity. All you nutters, all you do day in and day out is try to tell us about how sweet and harmless these things are. Is that acceptable? Is that acceptable? That's unacceptable. I don't want to hear no story or no lecture about how pit bulls are sweet. Listen, if you caught me in the right mood, or should I say the wrong mood, there might be a very, very unfortunate reaction if you were to say something like that in my presence. That is extremely disrespectful, especially if I had a child who was mutilated by a dog. You notice how these people, they'll randomly show off their dog and praise their dog, stuff like that, bring their dog around just carelessly. And they have no idea. They don't know. Maybe this person, maybe their child was disfigured. Face permanently disfigured for life. No, they feel like this is extremely disrespectful. It's so disgusting, man. The number of times they show this child, I can't even look at this, alone with that dog. It's so disgusting, man. What is wrong with these people? What's wrong with these people? I can usually develop a tolerance. Christians and Christianity, for example, when I first split, well, you know, broke away from Christianity as an organized religion. I'm not an atheist. Okay, when I first did that, I was very much against Christianity. I was like one of those people. But then I let all of that go. You know, and right now it's really not a big deal with me. Because my thing is, as long as you're a decent person, I don't care what your religion is. I'm focusing on what you're doing, focusing on your behavior. So after a while, you can adapt to other people's lifestyle. You can adapt or become less, dismissing of it. But not with this dog culture. As time goes by, I become more disgusted. I'm more disgusted and infuriated by dog culture now than I was when I made the very first video, I think about around 7-8 years ago on this channel. Oh, it's far worse right now. And that is puzzling to me. Because as I've become more disgusted and infuriated, nutters are becoming more crazy nutters. Their addiction is growing. And people are becoming more and more dumb. They become more and more inviting and accepting of these things. It's totally bizarre to me, man. Oh, man. And listen, I don't care if I'm a member of only 0.1% of the population. There's nothing, no one can tell me that I'm not on the right side of the road. Oh, yeah, I am. Yeah, I am. That's why my nose ain't getting bitten off. Yeah? That's why I don't stink. I'm not carrying around dog dander and excrement and urine on my physical body. You can't tell me that I'm not living my life to the fullest by avoiding that filth and picking up piles of excrement. No, thank you. I wouldn't pick up another person's excrement. Definitely not a worthless mutant. Yeah, my house don't smell like dog. That's nasty. You telling me that I'm not living life to the fullest because my house don't smell like yours, don't smell like a dog, huh? Yeah, I don't have slobber on my walls, all over my carpets, bed sheets, TV screens, computer monitors. Yeah, I don't have slobber all over everything because of mutt in my house, shaking every 5 minutes. Splash, not just slobber, but everything else all through the house. Yeah, I don't have traces of excrement. I mean, excrement from different animals in my house. Y'all got to understand, that's what dog nutters they have. There's traces of bird excrement, squirrel excrement, rabbit excrement. That's what dogs are always sniffing around for. They're trying to sniff for some excrement. Don't you think they run across it all the time? What you think that's what they sniffing for? That's exactly what they're looking for. They're not going to sniff a few pebbles of excrement from a rabbit and just keep sniffing. No, they're going to lick it up. They're going to eat it. So that nasty mutt bring all kinds of filth and nastiness into homes. That lifestyle is making us sick. I'm telling y'all now, it's making us sick. It's the primary cause of our illnesses. You get rid of these nasty mutants. Not only do we become healthier, but our immune system might become strong enough to fight off whatever else we may have to deal with. Very dangerous lifestyle, at least in my opinion. Look, I'm not a doctor, but I firmly believe that. Any of you with medical experience who can correct me if I'm wrong, please do so. Very much appreciate it. Isn't this just the craziest? The craziest. Oh no, you don't want neighbors like me, because we will be separated. I'm gonna fence my entire home off. You can't get in nowhere. I'm gonna have 2 fences, 1 electric. I'm gonna be ready, and I'm gonna show it off here on this channel proudly. Boy, xenophobia. They have jokes, don't they? You can get your nose bitten off too. Oh my God. You know the first thing they do, what dog lovers do when they find out that you don't like dogs, The first thing they want to do is give you a lecture on how horrible your life is because of it. And how horrible of a person you are. You're a horrible person and you don't know what you're missing out on. Oh man, make it stop. Oh man. Lisa said, I can smell the neighbor's house from the street. Smells like a kennel. Oh man. And that's no exaggeration. You can smell their house like long before you get inside of it. And then, like when they come out of their home and say, get into your car, they still smell like their home, which is smell like dog. That is what really gets me. Now, when you smell people who got that strong smell, they smell like their stinking house, those types of people, man, I bet you if you had an infrared or something, there's all kinds of dander and nastiness in the atmosphere in those moments because you can smell it. You smell that filth. So you know you're getting big, you're inhaling it. It's getting into your lungs. You got to stay away from that. You got to stay away from that. These doctors, they're not studying it. It could be doing anything to your body. We don't know. Because if it's doing something serious to our body, they're not going to tell us. They don't want people getting rid of their dogs. So they keep any and everything that dogs do, how they affect our health. They keep that silent. That's scary when you have a situation like that. You got deadly threats everywhere, but they make you so much money, you can't afford to tell people when and if there's a deadly outbreak. So when there is an outbreak, let's blame something else. You know, an outbreak of something. Make sure you blame something else. If they found out that it came from dogs, they will not tell us. They will say it came from somewhere else. They do it all the time. They do it now. How they with zoonotic diseases. They rarely mention dogs, but dogs are the #1 reservoirs or transmitters because they're the vacuum cleaners. These things are so hideous and nasty. No decent person would have one of these things in their house. What happened to being proud of decency? Being a fine, upstanding, clean individual. What happened to that? Why isn't that a lifestyle that people go after now? Why is it nastiness instead? Just filth and stench, nastiness and suicidal danger and child endangerment, all this sickness. It's like nobody even has a hint of royalty in their history. This is horrible stuff. This lifestyle has to go. It will. This ain't the type of lifestyle to stand the test of time, as I say all the time. So it's only a matter of time. So don't take your lifestyle for granted. If you're one of the people listening to this video a few hundred years from now and you enjoy a dog-free society, do not take it for granted. Shout out to everybody up in the house. A lot of y'all in here. Sibby Red. What is going on? Atlas. Joseph. All right, Deaf Ranger. Take care. Good to see you up in here. Subliteral. I suppose the dog told him to start about it. Yeah, what? Now, wait a minute. Startled by her teeth whitening? Like, wow. Like, how did they find that out? How could you find something like that out? That the dog attacked you because it was startled by your teeth whitening? Who says that? Only nutters say stuff like that, man. They will fish and look for any excuse. Oh, it was startled by my teeth whiting. Okay, teeth whiting. So it's startled by colors, huh? As if your teeth are usually blue. Okay, is white teeth somehow threatening to the mutt too? Everything's a threat, so it won't surprise me. Oh, something's wrong with me, something wrong with us, because we don't want to end up like this. This is what we're missing out on. The opportunity to be all taped up and stitched up. Look like she got a pin. This is a pin. What is that? Yeah, I don't want to be wrapped up and sewed up like that. No, thank you. You could tell this is a massive gash. Are y'all not aware that it's dumb to play around with dangerous, deadly things, especially if they have a mind of their own? Have you even given that any thought, that it might be dumb to do that? Yeah. And then after they get mutilated, get their nose bitten off, they go right back to being a dog lover. They figured, oh, that's the perfect time to get some attention from other dog lovers and be praised and worshiped. Look at people are typing right now. You see that? Already 49 comments, 21 new comments since I've been on here. So look, I'm a dog lover. I know there are some pits that are sweet, but honestly, I don't want anything to do with them. They're not bred responsibly. Oh boy. Yeah, you are a dog lover. Talking like that. Got nothing to do with how they bred. To do with their existence. Yeah, I'm going to keep up with this story. Because I want to see her continue to be a dog lover. I haven't even read this whole article yet. Have not read the whole article. So if any of you find out that she's still a dog lover, yeah, please share. That'll be some fun information. I seriously doubt that she said anything about how she feel about dogs. And she said, I was in pure agony. I was saying, help me, Mom, help me. He took my nose. My fingers are going numb. I can't feel my fingers. I'm getting cold. It was terrifying. Yeah, I don't want to come over your house. With that in mind, with that statement you just made, with that in mind, yeah, I don't want to come into your house because you're a dog lover. It's that simple. We got to be proud of being anti-dog. And we have to stand on that square and do it loud. It has to be bold. Don't be bashful. Don't be afraid. Be bold. Because when you know that you're right, there's no reason to hold back. You know that you're right. You know you're right to avoid this. Don't let people tell you you got xenophobia because you know that you could end up like this if you go into a nutter's home. Xenophobia. I'll be that. You call me whatever you want. But I'm going to still be a person with my face intact. Yeah? Shout out to everybody up in the house able to join me for this live stream. And I hope you all join me. I see you, Equator Dion, up in here. Join me on the next live stream as we continue with this crusade.